Jonathan Millner, how does it feel to be the first All-American for App State since 2017?
Feels good, since Denzel, to keep putting Apple on the map, just to represent the program and my coaching staff, that means the world to them and me.
And being a North Carolina native, what's that mean to you?
Everything, App's got tradition of North Carolina natives, Trotman was a North Carolina native, Denzel, North Carolina native, me. It's just, if you're from North Carolina, you should come to App, there's no question about it. It's always my first choice for North Carolina kids. That's what I always tell people.
A lot of emotions. It's been an emotionally draining 2 days. Actually, it's been 5 days because we had to get out here several days early. But just really proud of Jon Jon and having another All American in this rich tradition of App State wrestling. Couldn't be more proud of him. More proud for our program and our coaching staff and all of our alumni and supporters. It's just it's tough. You get out here and you're wrestling against the best guys in the country and emotions are going up and down throughout the tournament with different wrestlers participating. But I felt like coming into this tournament that we had a good chance to have some All-Americans or, whatnot. And so it's at least, kind of rewarding when you're able to kind of reach that goal and have an All-American, especially that's an underclassman.
Can you just kind of assess the path that Jon Jon's taken to being in the seventh place match, specifically the match against Fine Silver and what he was able to do in that?
Yeah, so we came in as the seventh seed, and followed had two pretty competitive matches his first two rounds against Northern Illinois and Northern Iowa. Then we had the number two seed Austin O'Connor in the quarters, and wrestled him a tough match, but kind of really we needed to do a couple of more things in that match to generate some offense. Uh, kind of looking at the consolation bracket at that time when we lost in the quarters, I thought we might see maybe the kid from I think the Nebraska kid, the sixth seed, was potentially fed into us, or Howell from Campbell, or Fine Silver, and Fine Silver ended up pinning the Nebraska kid, and then beating Howell to make it to us. And I knew it was going to be a tough match. I mean, those Fine Silver families, they got a great pedigree, and he's a really tough wrestler, wrestles hard in all three positions. But Jon Jon had a good game plan to go out there and establish control early, and really kind of dominate, in the early stage of the match, and kind of set the tone and early. And I think that was ultimately the deciding difference in the victory.
As it's winding down, obviously the coaching staff's pretty emotional. Jon Jon stayed pretty even keel. Just can you kind of go through what that moment was like to experience it with him?
Well, I mean, it's for us, I mean, as a staff, I mean, you put so much energy and time and sacrifice into your athletes to see them reach their goals, and reach a goal for the program. We talk about in our program, we always want to have All Americans. That's kind of what we want to do at the end of each year, is produce All Americans. And it helps with recruiting. It helps with fundraising and donor support. And I think that it's just it's a special moment for our coaching staff. And I mean, I'm sure if you saw there in the corner, Coach Miller and I were extremely happy and excited. And I think we felt like he could do it, but obviously a lot of things got to go the right way for you to get it done. So it was a lot of emotions running through us, and just proud to have another All American in this program.
Yeah, just kind of last thing to touch on that. I mean, you've had several since you've become the head coach, and plus several of those are North Carolina kids. Just that combination, what does it mean to you to see that happen tonight?
I think this is the fourth All American we've had in my coaching tenure, and if I'm not mistaken, and I think three of those have been North Carolina natives. And so Jon Jon makes the third, and just I think it means a lot for our program. We really pride ourselves in bringing in a lot of Southern kids and homegrown North Carolina kids and developing them, and really showing them that if they buy into our program and our system, that they can reach goals of being All Americans and things like that in our program. So that was very rewarding. Obviously, it's something that we're well known for, is having a lot of North Carolina kids in our starting lineup and national qualifiers. And I think it's just, you know, for us, it's just kind of, getting the right the right kid in our program that buys in and has a lot of pride in the black and gold and buying into our system and just believing in the process, and Jon Jon's a prime example of that. He came into our program as a one-time state champion in high school in North Carolina, had some struggles early on. Actually, I don't even know if many people know it, but I had to talk him out of quitting his freshman year. He tried to quit as a redshirt freshman. I wouldn't let him, and ended up, bringing him back. And I'm glad he didn't quit. And ended up his sophomore year, wasn't able to make the starting lineup. But then year 3 and year 4, once he got the starting lineup, he's had a gradual progression upward, and I still think he's continuing to get better. He's still very young in the sport. Didn't really start wrestling until he was a freshman in high school. So I think that's a pretty tremendous feat in 7 years, 8 years of wrestling to become a Division I All-American, which is really difficult to do.
I think that's it for me, unless there's anything else you'd like to add.
No, I just want to say, I appreciate all our fans, our supporters, our athletic department, our AD, Doug Gillen, and all of our donors. We've had a tremendous amount of donors that have stepped up, in recent years to help with some funding for, various things, facilities, scholarships, things like that. Our program's continuing to grow and continuing to build. And, I just want to take this moment to thank all of those that have come before, our alumni, our coaches, everyone that's put a lot of energy into this. And, I'm looking for things to continue getting better.